Hey everybody, my name is Paul Lesden Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Thanks for finding my YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25, baby. Happy Tuesday morning to you, or whenever the hell you happen to be watching this video. Oh, yes, let's get into the latest with Mel Kiper Jr. His latest mock draft is out. This is a two-rounder, and actually, let's dive into this potential scenario, okay? Now, it seems like, by all indications, obviously, the New York Jets are going the veteran quarterback route. At some point, Aaron Rodgers should be the quarterback, and they would not go in the rookie quarterback waters. So, if the Jets are not going to go in the rookie quarterback waters in terms of their starter, then Jet fans should be rooting for other teams in front of them to go in the rookie quarterback waters. The Jets, of course, hold the number 13 overall pick. And if that is true, that the Jets are going to go in the veteran quarterback route, which I strongly believe, then the Jets were the primary beneficiary of the latest Mel Kiper mock draft. And let's dive right into it. You guys can also read my column down below for Heavy on Jets to dive into all the juicy details. This is a show and tell project. You guys can read along as we're going through this. I'd really appreciate the support. So in Mel Kiper's mock draft, he actually had some history happening here, and the Jets were the primary beneficiary of it. So number one overall, he had the Panthers going Bryce Young, past the Biscuits. Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud, the quarterback out of Ohio State, once again, past the Biscuits. Then he had a monster trade up. And by the way, this is what I'm thinking as well. The Titans currently sit at number 11 overall. Now, according to Jeremy Fowler, ESPN NFL insider, from his sources, they believe the Titans are going to strongly consider a offensive lineman with the number 11 overall pick, how things currently stand. Now, that could be bad news for the Jets because, of course, they have the number 13th overall pick. And if the Jets want an offensive lineman, like a lot of fans have been craving for, the Titans staying at 11 and possibly taking an offensive lineman is not great news. So, in this potential trade-up scenario where the Titans go, F this, F the picks, and they go from 11 to 3, all of a sudden the Titans moving up. They ain't moving up for an offensive lineman. They're moving up for a quarterback. And in this projected trade with the Cardinals, they give up an absolute haul. Number 11 overall, first round pick. Number 41 overall, second round pick. A 2024 first, and then likely either a 2025 first or a 2025 second on top of that. So Titans move up. They get their own quarterback, Anthony Richardson, pass the Biscuits. Colts are at 4. They take Will Levis, quarterback, Kentucky. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, whoa, quarterback, 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 quarterback. How often has that happened? Well, let me just check in that. Never. That's it. Not once, as Mel Kiper says, that quarterbacks going with the first 4 picks in a single draft has never happened before. This would be the first time ever. Passers have gone with the first 3 picks 3 other times in history: 1971, 1999, and 2021, Zach Wilson. Too soon. Too soon, as he was one of the 3, of course, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance. But that's neither here nor there. We're not going to get into that. So let's fast forward down to where the Cardinals would pick in this new draft scenario. They would take Tyree Wilson, the pass rusher out of Texas Tech. So this trade, absolutely phenomenal for the Jets. In theory, Cardinals move back to 11. They don't take an offensive lineman. The Titans move up. They don't take an offensive lineman. So in theory, an offensive lineman that coulda, shoulda, woulda been taken at 11 all of a sudden slips to the Jets. In this scenario, Mel Kiper is the Jets taking Broderick Jones, who he called, quote unquote, nearly flawless with the Bulldogs last season. Says he has the ability to play either on the left tackle side or the right tackle side at the NFL level. And he dropped this little nugget, which, by the way, revs my gosh darn engine here on a Tuesday, saying this: when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers added Tom Brady in March of 2020, they picked plug-and-play tackle Tristan Wirfs at number 13th overall, which is the same pick the Jets have, in the following month, filling a void. That move helped them get to win a Super Bowl title in Wirfs' rookie season. That's New York's best-case scenario here, assuming the Rodgers deal gets done with Green Bay. Super Bowl, Jets, Super Bowl. Yes, please, sign me the hell up right now. So, yes, thank you, Mel Kiper, for that awesome hookup, baby. In this scenario, this is another thing I like to do during mock drafts, which I find super important, is, okay, so the Jets took Broderick Jones, what other offensive lineman went in front of him? So in this scenario, the Jets would have picked the third best offensive lineman available. Darnell Wright, excuse me, surprisingly was the first offensive lineman off the board to the Chicago Bears. There's actually a lot of stock and arrow pointing in the right direction for Wright, so that would be surprising to see him at 9. Peter Skoronski, the versatile guy out of Northwestern, he goes 10th overall. By the way, Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. Peter Skoronski goes 10th overall to the Philadelphia Eagles in the Mel Kiper mock draft. So the Jets get their third whack at the pinata to pick whatever offensive lineman they want. In this scenario, they pick Broderick Jones out of Georgia. And interestingly, Paris Johnson Jr., who a lot of Jet fans are on, stumbles all the way to 19 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So some conflicting reports and beliefs on the offensive lineman apparently in this class. Paris Johnson, another versatile guy that can kind of play all over the place. So he's a little interesting guy. And he was the only other offensive lineman that went in the first round. Anton Harrison at Oklahoma went at the top of the second round of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was the Chase Claypool trade. And that was the other big offensive lineman. Osiris Torrance, he's a guard, but he went to the Las Vegas Raiders at the 38th overall pick in the second round as well. And then we get to, why not, since we're already this elbow deep in the Mel Kiper mock draft, who the hell did he have them taking at 42 and 43 overall? And we'll probably do a separate video investigating this a little bit further, but I do want to kind of dabble with Jets Nation, Jets Twitter, Jets social media world, and feel free to jump into the comments. So right now, the Jets have 42 and 43. Thanks to Elijah Moore traded. Again, Aaron Rodgers trade has not happened. Likely, if Aaron Rodgers trade happens, one of these picks is probably involved. But right now, it's not. So at 42, Mel Kiper has the Jets taking tight end Luke Musgrave out of Oregon State. Now, hold the hell up. T.O. Time out, baby. Tight end. Tyler Conklin? C.J. Uzama? Jeremy Ruckert, why the hell are we going tight end? But apparently Mel Kiper says he agrees that the room is deep, but he says, quote, I just don't see much upside in the pass game there, which, by the way, is interesting. Now, I just want to say this quick detour here on the tight end conversation. I've heard a lot of Jets tight end buzz this offseason. It's weird because C.J. Uzama's contract was restructured. Tyler Conklin's contract was restructured. Jeremy Ruckert, of course, is cryogenically frozen. He's on the side of milk cartons. We're still trying to find out. Jeremy Ruckert's family has reached out to me as they're trying to find where the hell Jeremy Ruckert is because we didn't see him at all last year. And so he's still missing. Hopefully he's found. If you have any information, feel free to contact your local news station, for Pete's sake. His family's worried sick about him. But you got those three guys, and you're like, well, where the hell would another tight end fit on the roster? But there's just buzz. Rhett Lewis of NFL Network joined the Jets official podcast down there at the Combine. So I got to run the pickup if Dalton Kincaid's there. Okay. Tight end guy. Daniel Jeremiah says his tight end class is deep, and he had a similar take to Mel Kiper when he read the Jets tight end room and said, I'd go tight end. And it's just like, it's weird. It's almost like there's so much smoke that you start to question. Like, again, I'm like, they don't need a friggin' tight end, man. Give me this, give me this, give me this. Get offensive tackle. Give me center. Give me, interior defensive line. Give me linebacker. Outside the Quan Alexander potential return. Safety, maybe. Like wide receiver, obviously. That's a need. Like, give me one of those tight end. Well, what the hell are we talking about here? So I think these tight ends are actually going to be pretty good with Aaron Rodgers. But again, I'm starting to question my own beliefs, my own sanity, because so many people are saying Jets tight end that maybe we shouldn't be surprised if ultimately it happens. So just a lot of buzz there. I'm curious, you Jet fans, if you've been seeing it as much as I have. Again, I've seen it from obviously Daniel Jeremiah, Mel Kiper just now, Rhett Lewis, a couple of other people saying Jets tight end. Maybe it's going to happen. Let us know in the comments. And finally, the other pick real quick, 43rd overall, Mel Kiper has the Jets going Joe Tippmann, the center out of Wisconsin. And he said Tippmann and John Michael Schmitz are two starting caliber centers likely to be drafted around 2. The Jets can't go wrong with either of them here. And so that's kind of an interesting way to put it here, potentially, from Mel Kiper, which are two really good center prospects. And in this scenario, he had both centers still on the board at 43rd overall. JMS ended up sliding all the way to the back end of the first round, going to the New York Giants. So that's great opportunity potentially for the New York Jets to get their center of the future. So again, recap real quick. Mel Kiper in this mock draft, 2-round mock. You guys can go check it out. ESPN Plus. First round, Broderick Jones. So you get a left tackle or right tackle potentially. Luke Musgrave. Again, tight end. Weird, but okay. He's massive. 6'6", injured last year. Only played in a handful of games. So but interesting. And then, of course, 43rd overall, Joe Tittman. So maybe two rookies starting on this starting five in the offensive line. Because I don't think you could take a luxury like 13 and potentially Broderick Jones not playing year one. That'd be kind of crazy. I mean, it'd be great to have the depth, I suppose, and Joe Tittman potentially in the mix as well. But I just have to tell you, folks, again, as we kind of get your Tuesday started here, or again, whatever you happen to be watching. First off, the free way you can contribute is by liking the video and hitting subscribe down below. It's fantastic. We're getting an epic chase. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. If you guys can give us a little help, tell a friend, show your support. If you love the channel, feel free to do so. We're moving grooving, baby, moving grooving. Chug, 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 chug along, toot, toot, hop on aboard for the boy green train, baby. But yeah, for me, again, offensive tackle would not be bad. Center would not be bad. Fill two holes there. And then tight end is just kind of a weird wild card. What do you guys think of this Mel Kiper market? Of course, the QB trades that could be happening. Last year, only one quarterback went in the first round. That was Kenny Pickett. I think there's going to be a lot more this year, but is it going to be four inside the top four, four inside the top five, four before the Jets? I mean, the Jets better be hoping for it, because if that happens, because the 13th overall pick, if all of a sudden you do this real quick as we finish here, four quarterbacks go in this scenario, right? So let's play this scenario out here, because I think it's fascinating. So four quarterbacks go inside the top 10. So only, here's math. There's only 12 players that could go before the Jets pick at 13. Before out, like even with trades, obviously. If four quarterbacks go, all of a sudden that brings it down to eight players that are non-quarterbacks all of a sudden. So the Jets technically have a top 10 pick with that being considered. Then there's other guys that I assume are going to go before him. Will Anderson, Jalen Carter is a possibility and is in this draft. And then any of the corners. So like Devon Witherspoon, potentially, Gonzalez, he could go as well. Jets are set at corner. So any corners that go are good news for the Jets. Some of those offensive linemen are go. Some of the pass rushers like Nolan Smith went in this particular scenario. Then all of a sudden the Jets can get a guy. JSN, Jackson Smith, and Chigba also went in this mock draft scenario. But all of a sudden this 13th overall pick all of a sudden looks like a top 10 pick in terms of getting an impact guy that can help the Jets immediately. It's something you Jet fans, quite frankly, should be rooting for. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, for a quick vid. We'll be back sooner rather than later, of course, on the channel here with live streams, player interviews, and so much more. We've got a fun off-season planned for you guys, and hopefully some big news to share soon on all those fronts. Again, like the video, hit subscribe. Again, are you guys on the Jets tight end train? Is it crazy? Are you starting to believe? Let me know in the comments down below, and we'll interact throughout the day. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.